At the emergency hearing Tuesday,
The ruling opposition and political parties have been involved in heated debates over the past week.
Why is the Democratic Party protecting Choi Dong-wook? This is a war between the government and the prosecution.
An emergency hearing session on government measures was held at the National Assembly on October 1st. Among the topics was the president's revision of the basic pension plan. The Democratic Party accused the president of breaking her campaign pledges, while the ruling Saenuri Party defended the move as a necessary measure due to the current administration's financial situation. A political upheaval is expected following the prosecution's announcement on October 2nd about its investigation into the missing transcript from the 2007 Inter-Korean Summit. The transcript was not found at the National Archives of Korea, but prosecutors say they did find traces of a deleted transcript at former President Roh Moo-hyun's private residence in Bongha Village. National Assembly correspondent Kim Yeon-ji reported on the recent events in the latest political confrontation.
Yeon-ji, Arirang News.
Asian films to the world.
Asia's most prestigious film festival, the 18th Busan International Film Festival, opened on October 3rd. The film festival will be the venue for the screenings of more than 300 films from 70 countries. Film stars and directors from around the world walked down the red carpet where there was a frenzy of international media coverage. Cultural correspondent Park Ji-won reported from Busan, the international city that is transformed into a hotspot for cinema.
I am in front of the Busan Cinema Center, and this is the main venue of the Busan International Film Festival.
With a firm salute, the ceremony for the 65th anniversary of Korea's Armed Forces Day kicked off. We deliver the scenes from the ceremony, which was larger in scale than in previous years. In the center of Seoul, the atmosphere is different compared to ordinary days. Traffic is controlled and the streets are filled with military combat equipment, some seen by the public for the first time ever. It's part of a setup ahead of a military parade. The military band starts the ceremony with an upbeat tune. Reporter Kim Hyun-bin is spotted in front of the military march. It's his third day being among the crowds. He has been following the military ceremonies since last Friday.
Well, I was always interested in the defense ministry, anything that has to do with the military. So, especially this month, the October 1st is Armed Forces Day. So it's a big deal for the military. It shows the world Korea's military might, and gives something back to the public, something they could enjoy. So I decided to do back-to-back, actually 3 packages back-to-back regarding the Armed Forces Day.
It's been 10 years since a military march this large has been held. It passes through the heart of Seoul, starting from Sungnae-mun into Sejongno. The presence of a military force in a country separated into the north and south has special significance for ordinary Korean citizens and for reporter Hyun-bin as well. Some 40,000 people gathered to watch the parade and reflect on its significance.
아, 저 전차도 더 올 거야. 전차들 온다고? 전차도 오겠지.
A military parade and military combat equipment make their debut in front of the people, highlighting and confirming the might of the South Korean military.
지나가기 전에 인터뷰 당이 낫죠? 이거 좀 찍고. 네, 안녕하세요. 아리랑 TV 김현빈 기자입니다. 혹시 아이들이랑 같이 인터뷰 하나 해줄 수 있나요? 네, 뭐 애들이랑 나와가지고 지금 뭐 군인들 행진하는 거 보고 또 군 장비들도 왔다 갔다 하는 건 최신 장비들 보는데 느낌이 어떠시고 또 애들은 뭐 좋아했다 안 좋아했다 뭐 그러신.
시가 행진에 처음 참여해봤는데요. 군인들이 행진하는 거나 아주 멋있고 믿음직스러운 마음이 들었고요. 그리고 최신형 무기들이나 이런 거 지나가는 거 가까이에서 볼 수 있는 기회가 돼서 참 좋았습니다.
네, 네 감사합니다. 여기 서울 주민이신가요?
아니요, 의정부요.
의정부요?
네.
아, 네, 알겠습니다.
This year's Armed Forces Day ceremony wasn't a large scale. It wasn't the largest scale since 2003, pretty much in a decade. Usually for Armed Forces Day, they reveal high-tech weaponry for the first time to the public, some top secret weapons. And it's definitely something even ordinary people can enjoy. Seeing parades out on the street. It's something that the government could give back to its own people as a festivity.
Early the next day, Hyunbin hurries to the location for his final story. Today's location is Gaeryong-si in South Chungcheong Province, 2 hours away from Seoul. He is to cover Korea's largest ground forces festival.
제가 명함 하나
저는 명함 준비가 안 돼요.
네, 있습니다. 김현빈 기자입니다.
제일 일찍 오셨습니다.
아, 저희,
멀리서 오셔가지고
네네.
일찍 출발하시는 거예요.
개막식 찍습니다. 네, 개막식 찍고요. 그리고 사람들 뭐 채용 뭐 탑승하고 그렇게 뭐 같이 뭐 탱크 타고 그런 것도 찍고 혹시 헬기도 탑승 가능하면은
네.
또
그것은 제가 오전까지 식사하시기 전까지
네네.
결정을 해가지고
네네네.
얘기를 해보고
네.
알려드릴게요.
이런 것도 다 작동 가능한 거죠 지금?
좀 여기서 뭐 탱크도 움직이고 저기서 이제 탱크 탑승
아 저기서 탱크 탑승이에요?
이제 저 노란색 저 틀 안에서
탱크 전차에서 하시는 거예요?
전차 위에서 그냥 움직이면서.
전차 좀 움직이면서?
좀 특이하게 스탠드업 해야 될까 이런 데까지 왔는데.
Hyunbin gets a feel for his story as he walks around the site.
뻔하네요. 저거 이거 막타워. 저게 좀 신기하네요. 저 밧줄로 짜자작 올라가는 거. 특공대에서만 볼 수 있는.
He then moves to the open airplane runway where the huge event is taking place.
시상식 페스티벌 개막 식전 공연을 시작하겠습니다.
선배 지금 시작하는데?
The honored guards carry out a demonstration in unison. Then comes a special martial arts demonstration which involves fast and accurate body movements. The entire performance is both fascinating and amazing for the children who are watching. The event even captivates the attention of Hyunbin, who has already done his mandatory military service.
네, 안녕하세요. 아리랑 TV 김현빈 기자입니다. 저희 탱크 하나 위에서 좀 움직이면서 스탠드업을 하려고 하거든요. 뉴스 스탠드업이요.
As the story is happening at a special site, the coverage is done differently.
여기 위에 있을게요. 네네, 서서요.
장비를 어떻게 이동시켜야 되는데?
네, 장비 어떻게
장비 방향
뒤에서 조금만 앞으로
상관없습니다.
오면서 시작할 거 아니면 딱 서가지고 시작할 거.
오면서 시작하죠.
Hyunbin gets on the tank with no hesitation and locates himself right next to the tank commander's seat. Finally, the bulky tank starts to move, and Hyunbin begins to report.
The 11th Ground Forces Festival is the largest annual Army event that's open to the public, where visitors can get up close. 한 번만 더 할게요. 뒤로 가서.
Hyunbin gets another try.
The 11th Ground Forces Festival is the largest annual Army event that's open to the public.
Amid the roar of the tank, Hyunbin delivers his story loud and clear.
Military might.
He receives the OK sign.
스탠드 최고겠다, 최고.
The unique stand-up by reporter Kim Hyun-bin is complete.
Well, I looked at the press release before I went. They sent me a press release. That's when I decided to go to the Ground Forces Festival, and it said that regular ordinary people could, just hop on the tanks and get a little ride. So I thought doing a stand-up on the tank while I was moving would be a good idea, and I did, and I think it turned out pretty good.
There's an eye-catching sight for the visitors and Hyunbin himself. It's where tanks are moving in a mock sandstorm situation. People are also able to watch military personnel rappel from the helicopter in front of their very eyes, as seen on television.
이게 낫죠. 근데 이거 10명밖에 못 한다잖아요.
The combat military equipment is made available to the children today. They get hands-on experiences with the machines. It is part of a reporter's instinct to search for more stories as he or she tries to deliver more information to the viewers. That's the reason Hyunbin keeps a frenetic pace. The crew is also busy following the eager reporter around.
카메라 시험해보는데 한번 앞에서 시험해봐도
예, 하셔야겠네요. 근데
몇 발이에요?
1인당 3발.
3발.
Hyunbin attempts to fire a rifle guided by military personnel. His first-hand experience will enhance the quality of the story. Hyunbin doesn't miss out on an interview with the children enthralled in the fun of all the event has to offer.
총을 쏴보니까 어땠어요?
군인 아저씨들이 쏜 총을 쏴보니까 재밌어요.
Female students experience what life is like in the military at a hall at the site. They get a boot camp experience. It is a popular attraction.
저기 뛰어내리는 거.
The 11-meter training tower is at a height which creates the most amount of fear for people. The female students start to descend. Hyunbin has been following the military events for days while capturing the faces of people who have come to watch the event. What was he trying to deliver through his long and tireless journey?
Well, Korea is the only divided country in the world. What people should think when they think of the Korean military, South Korean military, I think they should actually have pride because they do protect and secure our peninsula, protect and secure South Korea. Actually, it was good to see the military and ordinary people mingling together. People got to try everything. They got to ride in tanks, helicopters, shoot guns. It's not live ammunition, it's blank rounds. But they still get to feel do the stuff the ordinary soldiers go through. I think having festivals like these could really truly connect with the people and actually gain respect for what they're doing, for their hard work.
The highlight of today's event is the helicopter boarding experience. It was the first time it was made available to the public. The opportunity was given to a select few through a draw. On board the homegrown Suryeon helicopter and the large transporting Chinook helicopter, Hyunbin looks down from the skies. He's having the experience of a lifetime. The helicopter ride lasted for 20 minutes before descending to the ground. Hyunbin's story is also coming to an end.
느낌이 어땠는지 그냥 전체적으로 얘기해 주시면 될 것 같아요.
군용헬기 처음 타봤는데요. 생각보다 무섭지 않고 너무너무 재미있었어요. 다음에도 또 이런 기회가 있으면 좋을 것 같습니다.
네, 감사합니다.
Yeon-ji was on the scene and he brings us this report.
Arirang News' Yeon-ji was at the scene and brings us this report. Arirang News' Yeon-ji reports from Gaeryong City in South Chungcheong Province.
The coverage began on Monday and lasted until Wednesday. The intense coverage took numerous hours but was condensed into 3 2-minute packages.
The Republic, all the latest military gear on display, and the best part for some people.
Reporter Kim Hyun-bin will cherish his efforts covering these stories from the location sites.
That's open to the public, where visitors can get up close and personal with Korea's military might. At this fair in downtown Seoul, ordinary people could get a little taste of what it's like to be in the Korean military. The Armed Forces Day ceremony not only encourages current servicemen, but also reveals South Korea's military might to the world.
To make a 2-minute or 2.5-minute package, it takes a lot of work. And especially for festivals, you have to be everywhere. You have to go around, see what's going on, and try to get the most interesting image. Now that is done, and it was very tough, but now since it's done, I feel, looking back at my news packages, I feel very proud of my work. And after the news, nobody knows, but I do. So I feel very accomplished in that aspect.
Heavenly King Hwanin had a son named Hwanung. Hwanung was sent to Baekdu Mountain to establish a sacred city. The bear and a tiger in Baekdu Mountain wanted to become humans. Only the bear was able to endure the whole 100 days and became a woman and later married Hwanung.
If you could come this way, I will escort you to the 헬리콥터. Even people in Korea are starting to watch.
On a holiday, maybe people
Well, we
have
have
to go
a week.
hiking or something.
Exactly. Professor, this is our presenter.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. So just correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so this, because you probably know more about this founding myth and also the whole history more than I do. So the first state of the nation, Joseon, was founded by Dangun in the year 2333 BC, right?
Yes.
Okay, and this myth is, so we're also going to ask you about 홍인 인간, the founding, the principle. How would you translate 인간을 넓게 이롭게 한다?
To benefit humanity.
Okay.
So it's kind of an original political philosophy. And the purpose of government is to benefit the people. Now, this is something very different from Western style thinking of any democracy. People have to vote and choose the government. This is more an Asian style thing, like Korea, China.
So he
whatever.
thought
That
he's coming
if,
to save.
If the government is benefiting the people, then it's a good government. If it's not benefiting the people, it's a bad government. Very simple, but it's different from ideas of democracy and choosing your representative government.
Opening up, we're debating whether it's opening up heaven or heavens.
Heaven.
Heaven?
Yeah.
I'll see you downstairs then.
Just wondering about one of 5 national holidays.
The public holidays, the 살일절, 광복절, 개천절, 한글날 is and 제헌절. 국경일 is 국경일.
Yeah, holidays that relate to the nation that are on the
Right.
1분 전입니다. 스탠바이.
Good morning and welcome to Korea Today Live from Seoul.
The 2007 Korean Summit transcript does not exist at the National Archives.
As we mentioned in our opening, today is Daechwonjeol, or the National Foundation Day, which celebrates the creation of the first state of the nation, Gojoseon, in the year 2333 BC.
To tell us more about this myth and much more, we have Professor David Mason joining us. He is the professor of cultural tourism studies at Yonsei University, also the author of the book Spirit of the Mountain.
Good morning.
Good morning. This story gives Koreans a sense of national identity, of a way back in the fog of, it's very interesting and there's very colorful things happening. And I find, as a tourism professor, I find that very unfortunate.
All right, well, thank you very much, Professor Mason, for joining us today.
My pleasure.
And I explain the myth to them, and such, and we show the ceremony for them. Foreigners show up.
My friends always ask, what's your religion? I can't say Buddhism or Christianity. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Have a good day.